Welcome to one of our last weeks. My name is Champagne Thompson, and I hope you're all managing the end of semester cram well with this beautiful sunshine of spring greeting us. Before I dive in, I would firstly like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed in the city of Thunder Bay, which has been built on the traditional territory of Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. I also recognize the contributions made to our community by the Métis peoples. Additionally, before diving into our topics this week, I would also like to apologize in advance as my dog has a serious case of spring fever and may go a little bit rogue on me. But getting back to course content, I would like to begin with our key points. First of which being that knowing where and how to spend money responsibly as organizations can be challenging and even potentially contradictory depending on the model of evaluation you employ. This week's readings emphasize another angle of a debate we've already focused on as PANL students, how to make the most impact with our money. But this time, the authors from the readings talk on this point from the view of an organization making the strategic investment into programs that will produce the most bang for their buck, so to speak. In the case of The Economist, this was between investing in solutions to improve health, such as the establishment of latrines or circumcision among boys, using the metric of the Copenhagen Consensus Center model. Whereas Robert Fisher and Francesca Garcia Cobain-Richer discussed this model of social return on investment. However, my favorite approach this week would be Nora Murphy's that errs more on the side of qualitative impact rather than quantitative. The second key point I would like to flesh out is that there's no one-size-fits-all solution to issues that organizations seek to address. From attempting to decrease mortality rates among communities as described by The Economist, to Nora Murphy's work on youth homelessness, each community will have unique needs which involve a variety of approaches to achieve the intended impacts. This means as evaluators, we cannot always employ the same formula to assess best practices when there are such diverse approaches to issues such as social welfare, poverty, or disease. This is where Nora Murphy's principle-focused development shines light on a way to compare and analyze difference in a non-binary way that lends itself to a more fulsome understanding of what is working and what may need more attention. Additionally, as discussed by The Economist, the form of evaluation an organization or group chooses to take on may also very much be based on their own financial constraints as well, because as we know, the evaluation process carries a hefty cost in and of itself. And this leads me to our questions for the week. The first of which being, from an ethical perspective, which approach would you see yourself most likely to employ in your own evaluative work or decision making? The Copenhagen Consensus Center's model, social return on investment, or principle-focused developmental evaluation? And why is that the case? Can you think of an example where you may use one, but choose another in a different example? Just to try to figure out what works best in which situation or what resonates most with your values. The second question is, in the case of The Economist discussion of the implementation of latrines, based on public education and culture shift being factors to program success, would you make this investment? If you would make the investment, when would you determine if the program was successful or not? Please explain your rationale.